afternoon, everyone. Wholesale Sharks is live from the Dispo Shark studio. Once again, it's your boy, Chris, your relationship manager here at the Dispo Sharks. What does that mean? That means if you have a deal, for the most part, we have the buyer. If you need the right price to lock up a deal at, you can go ahead and hit us up. I'm more than happy to let you know what opinion we have in regards to that deal. Joining me today, guys, it is a pleasure to have a personal friend, young entrepreneur, all around just one of probably the biggest hustlers that I know. Without further ado, guys, Mr. Gabe Catalan. Gabe, good morning, sir. How you doing,
bro? How's it going, man? Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Brother, it's my pleasure. I tell you what, man, every time the Wholesale Sharks were at an event or if we're hosting an event, we're always looking for who's the next heavy hitter, who's the next, who are we going to do business with, or who have we done business with that we can continue, growing that relationship. And I can guarantee you right now, man, you're one of those guys.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
I know that you have a lot going on in your life, as far as business. I know that personally you have some good things going on as well. Yeah. So without further ado, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and just ask you a few questions. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, bro, I'm chilling. Yeah,
awesome.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started here. Very quickly, man. This is really chill. But I guess the first question that I have for you, brother, is who is Gabe Catalan? What's your background? What's your story, brother?
So, who is Gabe Catalan? That's a good question, man. I'm still processing that. I'm still trying to build that. I think for me, it's just a young entrepreneur, hungry kid, man. I'm just hungry. Just trying to do something that my family hasn't done. I'm just trying to break that generational curse and not work that 9 to 5. And obviously, I don't know if you see my Instagram. I quit my valet job not too long ago.
I saw that, yeah.
And then from there on, booming, bro. Business skyrocketed. Awesome. And so I'm super blessed to be where I'm at, bro. I just bought a house.
Congratulations, brother. Hey, that's awesome, man.
And just to see where I was at. I was on my Snapchat. You know how Snapchat gives you those memories from a year ago? Uh-huh. I was on it, and yesterday, yeah, I was still in college, man, last year, this time. And it's
awesome.
Crazy, man, to see where I'm at now.
That's awesome. That actually leads to my first question, I guess, or the second question. What were you doing before real estate? What was kind of your deal? So you were going to school. Yeah. Right? You were going to school. You're a real estate agent now, right?
I'm a real estate agent / I do the wholesaling as well.
Okay.
But no, I was going to school. I was playing college football out in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So, I was getting my degree in strength and conditioning. So I was going to work with athletes, sports performance training and all that.
Okay.
And then I think one day it was just when I was valeting all these cool cars, people coming in. And I noticed this one guy, he would come in all the time. And I don't know how I saw him on Instagram, picked him up, and I'm like, oh, damn, this guy a valet. And he's like, yo, I'm hosting a webinar, and it was Carlos Reyes. Carlos Reyes was hosting.
Shout out to Carlos Reyes. What's going on, brother?
And so he hosted.
You inspired this man right here, just to let you know.
Bro, you did, you really did, bro.
It's awesome.
And so he hosted that webinar, and from there on, I attended it. And I was still in my college dorm. I attended it. I was like, whatever, cool. I'm just on it. And then I was like, what is PPC? What is that? Bro, I didn't know any of the words they were talking about. Right. But I was like, whatever, man. I'm just going to do it. And from there on, bro, it was just consistency and just growing.
Yeah, I definitely have seen you putting in some workouts on your Instagram, bro. Hey, man, that's some heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I mean, what's that like? I mean, it's that's that part of your morning routine. You wake up in the morning, you do the whole training and conditioning deal. Or what's the deal?
Yeah, so shout out to my coach Nicholas Edmond. It's out in North Scottsdale.
Okay.
He was my trainer when I was in football during the off season. Obviously I was out here, so he was training me, but we talked and we're like, hey man, I still want to be fit. I don't want to lose this. So I still go with him at 8 a.m. in the mornings, and I still train around the athletes, recently he had 2 Cincinnati Bengals players.
Ooh, okay.
Like one of them was a captain, and it was just cool being around those guys, working out with them.
Okay.
They just left because they had a report.
Gotcha.
And so it's cool, man. I just still trying to work out, still trying to keep it up.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, obviously, I went to college, and I know a lot of the guys that they got a scholarship for football, whatnot. Usually, they continue on a career trying to get drafted and whatnot. Is that something that you possibly going for, or are you I'm sticking to the whole real estate deal?
No, yeah. So My options out of college, I could have played Euroball.
Okay.
I wasn't developed yet to be NFL. I was playing at.
But there's other leagues though, right? I mean.
Yeah. So I was gonna go play in Europe, but man, I fell in love with that real estate ever since that whatever seminar I did with Carlos. I was just like, man, I just want to go home and do it, man. I was like, when you're in college, you're broke, bro. You have no money. You just I got tired of that.
There's a saying in Spanish, estudiambre, because it's really what you are, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're literally like, you have no money.
Yeah.
You have to keep on pushing somewhere or another.
Yeah, bro. That's how I felt. Like it just
living off of ramen noodles.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, I have no money. Like I'm tired of not having money, and that's how it is when it's like props to the guys that keep at it with football. But bro, you never have money until you actually make it. So it's like I was just like,
you're kind of rolling the dice almost.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, you know what, man? Like obviously I went to Division III. I'm not. I don't think I'm go play football. So I'm just like, let me focus on real estate and. I'm glad, bro. I don't regret it.
Yeah, look at you now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, tell me, man, like, what's up with your business? I know you're partnering up with a close friend of mine, Fisher, right?
Yeah,
so Zach. Shout out to my boy Zach, by the way.
Zach.
We actually had him on the podcast. Not too long ago. What's business like, brother? What's coming up? What's next in your life, in your business life? What's the deal?
So obviously I'm a real estate agent. I do get I'm more of a buyer's agent. I try to help out buyers, trying to get them into a home. Obviously right now it's hard with the interest rates going up. Ooh. Down payment assistance is suspended. So it's a lot harder for people that were trying to, if they didn't have any money coming in, they could have got down payment assistance. But now that's suspended. So it's people who have money now save that can only get a house. So it's kind of tough right now on that part. But on the other side, I have my wholesaling. When I got my first deal with you guys, shout out to Wholesale Sharks, Dispo Sharks. I made
for the people that don't believe.
Yeah, for real, bro. They were my first ones. I couldn't sell the deal, and I just hit up Christian, and Christian hit me back up, and we were able to sell the deal. I made $10K, and with that $10K, I bought some virtual assistants, and so I have 2 cold callers. I just locked a deal up in Scottsdale 2 days ago. So it's gonna just keep going, man. I'm just gonna keep going and putting it back into the business.
That's amazing.
So that's the goal, man. It's just the wholesaling part. I'm just trying to grow the VAs, get more leads coming in, and then on the real estate agent side, obviously, if any opportunity comes through with buyers, I'll do it.
Right.
But
so you're not discarding that possibility of still, getting people in their homes kind of deal.
Oh, yeah,
but you are, I guess we can agree to say that you're the biggest profit margins are coming from the wholesale.
Yeah,
wholesaling deal.
And obviously, real estate agents, any opportunity I get, I'll do it, man. It's money. Money's coming in. It's still a deal. It's still a check.
Sure.
You can still make $6K, $7K off a commission.
So going back just to drop some dimes on our viewers, man. As far as somebody wanting to get into a home, right? And I like to ask this question to real estate agents because, as a wholesaler, we're looking at, the back end of, the whole transaction, right? We just want to trying to get a house, trying to sell it. But when it comes to end buyers, you guys are the ones that see that firsthand. You brought up a very good point with the, with the down payment assist, being you mentioned it was canceled or it was suspended for now. With that being suspended, you guys are the first ones to see that. So essentially, we don't really see that, but it impacts us because essentially we're looking to sell a house to, either a real estate agent that's going to sell it to an end buyer. Exactly. So, so thank you very much for bringing up that point. But talk to us a little bit more as to, what's you guys' biggest struggle as far as, getting people in their homes as of right now?
I think the biggest struggle is that we're competing with a bunch of these big corporations. Well, that's one thing. It's just the big corporations that we're competing with. We're coming in with FHA or conventional loan, and these guys are coming in cash, waiving everything. So it's like, obviously, the listing agent's going to want that deal.
Dude.
Yeah. And then the second thing I would say is just the struggle of the people. I think people don't understand the process of buying a home. I didn't know either when I wasn't a real estate agent. You know, you got to put earnest money down, and my buyers, some of them got surprised. We're like, oh damn, I got to have $3,000 right now,
right?
And you got to pay for an inspection. Inspection's about $400. Oh dang, I have to pay for an appraisal.
Got to cough up all this money.
Yeah, so it's like all this money, so they just don't know. I think those are the first two things that I noticed. It's just the struggle of getting that money, and also the hedge funds just coming in.
Now, and I guess agree or disagree on this next statement. Would you agree that it's not really? I used to see that the banks would make it very simple per se for everybody to get a house, right? Do you think that was a factor of not really being able to educate people to where it's not that quite easy as a bank? Because they used to pay, they're like, oh no, you got, we'll even help you with the down payment, and we'll do this, we'll do all this kind of stuff, and then everybody grew up to think like, it's probably not that hard. And then now it's like, I think it has grown into what our market is now, because now it's pretty freaking impossible to get into your home.
Yeah.
So, which, by the way, congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
Congratulations on yours. How's that? How's the wife like in the house?
The lady loves it, bro. It's just like we're sitting on the couch sometimes, and we're just like, damn, like this is our house. Like, this is our house. This is our crib.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. So how did that transaction go? Everything
was smooth on that one. We did come some bumps at the end. They wanted a second appraisal, and so it was gonna delay closing. But thank God they didn't have to, and so that one went smooth. I did have a client. It was crazy. We submitted an offer, and we were like, and the agent called me like, look, there's offers over you. There's a cash offer. They waive everything.
Somebody from California, I bet.
Probably. And then there's
shout out to the people from California. Yeah. Stop buying goddamn houses in Arizona. You stay in California, goddamn it. For God's sake.
For real, man.
Just kidding. Unless you guys are buying houses from Wholesale Sharks, so you guys continue to do that. That's okay.
For me too. No. And it was tough. The agent called me back and was like, yeah, I have an offer over yours. Cash offer. They're waiving everything. I have another one over yours. Okay. And they're coming in with $150K down. Oh, and we were just coming in with $25K down. But she's like, since you've been following up with me, you've been communicating with me, I feel like your clients really want this. I'll give it to you, even though we have all these other offers.
So they still try to swoop it up from underneath.
Bro,
that's crazy.
It was a blessing in disguise, bro. And I was like, yeah, we'll take it. And my clients, bro, we were in the market for a month. We were submitting offers, getting lost. And once I told them like, hey, look, they had offers over this. They're like, but they took us, and they're like, they started screaming.
So do you think it was more like just the fact that you were consistent with it, that kept doing it? Okay.
Bro, when people say in wholesale and the follow up the keys and the follow up, it's also the same in freaking the real estate agent side. You just follow up with the agent. Hey, like, what do I have to do to get this done? I want my clients to get this property. What do I? Oh, waive this, do this, adjust these terms. Oh, okay, and eventually they notice that you're trying to do something, and they're like, hey,
so there you guys have it. Follow up is the key to success. I want to go ahead and touch up on a quick subject, brother, because I see you and your lady, going to the. By the way, shout out to your church. They seem like an amazing establishment. I mean, honestly, like I see you guys doing events at the church. I see you, big supporter. Do you think that your spiritual life impacts your financial or even your professional life, and how big of an impact is that? That's
100%, bro. Spiritually, it impacts me like crazy. You never know, like someone coming up from where I'm at now, bro. Like I'm not gonna. Last month I made 22,000, and so someone who makes 22,000, it can get over their head. It can be like, oh man, I'm this, I'm all that. But like me going to church. And I'm like, okay, God, he's humbling me. All right, man. Okay. I get messages from the pastor, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like he's trying to talk to me this way.
So you're in a constant connection.
Yeah, and then ever since I started going to that church, it's called Impact Church. It's in Scottsdale. I feel more connected with with my spiritual, just because before, I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic. You're supposed to go to church. You're supposed to do this. It's like rules. And then not to like bang on Catholics, but no, it was just when I went to this church, I felt more connected. I felt more spiritually. Now I read the Bible a little bit more. I pray at night with my lady every time. So
that's amazing.
It's definitely a connection with my financial, with my success too in real estate.
How would you say you apply that towards your career?
in the morning, I do this prayer in my head. I go, Lord, if there's anyone in need of my services, please present them my way.
That's awesome, bro.
Please present them my way. So, and sometimes it's just crazy. Like I'll get a call or someone will DM me, hey, Gabe, I'm looking to purchase a home, or hey, Gabe, I'm looking to sell a house. And so it's
like it's a divine power. Just showing you the way.
Yeah.
That's amazing, brother.
And
That's amazing.
it's a leap of faith. And Carlos Reyes said it, God favors entrepreneurs because we have the most faith. And I thought about it because it's like, we really do, because we make money off of what we don't get like a salary. We don't get.
Dude, you take a freaking leap of faith.
Yeah, you take a leap of faith. And so some people that are in the 9 to 5, they're just like, oh yeah, I rely on my salary. I don't got to worry about anything.
It's like their manager or their boss is the one that's gonna keep on feeding at this point. At this point, as an entrepreneur, God is feeding. You're putting it where it's at. It's kind of one of the things I say. I'm not the most religious guy in the world, but I do have my beliefs. It's like, God, don't. I'm not asking you to give it to me. Don't just hand it to me, but just put me where it is. Yeah. Just put me where it is. I'll take care of the rest of it. For sure. Right? Yeah. So and that's awesome, man. That's beautiful. I'm glad that, you and your wife were able to find that, spiritual connection. And I'm glad that you're able to connect that back to your business, right?
Oh yeah, bro.
That's awesome.
It's 100%.
Brother, we asked this question in the Wholesale Sharks Dispo podcast. We ask 3 questions that defines you and your business. Go.
3 questions.
Not 3 questions. 3 words. I apologize. 3 words that define you and your business. My apologies.
I would say faith, financial, and focus.
That's amazing.
So faith, financial, focus.
And why the 3?
So focus. A lot of people lose focus in the business. They get caught up. Oh, Wholesale Sharks, they bought a Lambo. Man, I want that Lambo. Oh, Alex Sines has a Bentley. Oh, Art, you know what I mean? Everyone, right. And so they lose focus on what they're doing. And so I have it faith, focus, and financials. And so faith is because of, obviously, I believe in God, and that's faith. But focus is just focus on the route that you're in. Right. Don't focus on somebody else's out. Obviously they have
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. They have that don't compare yourself to chapter 1, whatever, somebody else's chapter 6, whatever. But yeah, just focus on you, man. Focus. I think that's what's been this year for me. It's just focus on myself. I do sometimes get caught up comparing, let me go compare myself to this dude. But I'm like, look, they've been 5 years, 6 years, and it's just focus on what you're doing. And then financial. It's
kind of like what Ramon says. Shout out to my mentor, Ramon. Everybody gets a turn, and you'll see it. You'll see it on his lives all the time. When he posts a new achievement, when he posts, for instance, in his mansion and whatnot. He always gives that clear message to everyone. Everybody gets a turn, and I'm a strong believer in that, bro. Yeah. I think as long as you're focused in what you're looking to accomplish, as long as you continue putting in the work and trust the process, everybody eventually will get the turn.
Oh yeah. Right? Definitely, bro. No, definitely.
That's awesome. Lastly, brother, I have one last question for you. It's kind of just to put on our board. One thing that we do here on the podcast is that we ask everybody that we bring up on here, what is one book or podcast, right? It can be us too. That inspires or continues to inspire you. That you, besides the Bible, obviously or it could be the Bible, right? That continues, making you grow as an entrepreneur and as a person.
Yeah, man.
What do you recommend?
To be honest, I just read Rich Dad Poor Dad for the first time last weekend. That's a great book to anyone to start out. I feel like that's the best. Like I guess that's the best one, that it actually changes your mind from working for money, having money work for you. Yeah. And so that's a good one to open up. Another one, if you're trying to improve your skills, your sales skills, this is one that I like. I Can't Teach a Kid to Ride a Bike at a Seminar. By
what is it called?
Can't Teach a Kid to Ride a Bike at a Seminar.
Can't Teach a Kid to Ride a Bike.
And so it's called Sandler's Training. Okay. Max Jimenez recommended this book, and so I picked it up, and it's a lot of sales skills that we're learning in the game. Obviously, being an acquisitions manager and all that, and so I feel like that book, that's the one.
I haven't read that book, but I'm gonna go ahead and take your word for it, because I said of the acquisitions team here in for the Wholesale Sharks. Every opportunity that we get to make new practices to acquire a new lead and whatnot, we're going to take it. So I'm going to go ahead and personally take that one from you. I'm going to write that one down on the board actually so I don't forget.
Yeah.
But other than that, brother, any closing statements that you have or any last words that you have for our viewers that, that will inspire them to be such a badass like you are?
No, I appreciate it. I think one thing I want to tell you guys is just stay consistent, man. I've come across, I remember the last year, this is where I started. Last year was around this time. I missed my college graduation to go to Carlos, Sal's, and Alex All In Freedom event. And
you hear that, guys?
I missed my college graduation. I missed it. So if you guys really want to be successful in this business, you guys got to go all in and be successful at it and be consistent. Consistency, just because I've come across dudes where we both started at the same path. And I'm over here where they're still over here asking about VAs and all this and where you pull the list. And I'm like, brother, we should have been at the same already. And it's crazy.
I love it. And just to piggyback on that point, bro, if you've been following the podcast, Wholesale Sharks podcast long enough, you'll know that this is actually the second time that you're in our podcast. Yeah. The second time, the first time that you're by yourself, actually working for yourself. Yeah. So what I'm trying to get at is that in such short time, with the right mindset and with the right practices in mind, you're able to get to this.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
That's blessed. I'm super blessed, bro.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you. Thank you, bro.
Of course. Hey, man, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
How can our viewers contact you? How can everybody get a hold of you? What's your IG? What's the deal?
Yeah, so you guys can get I'm huge on Instagram. I love using my Instagram. I like promoting myself on there. Instagram is Gabe Rebollar Catalan. It's long, I know. But Gabe.
It's a Mexican thing.
Yeah, it's a Mexican thing. But Gabe Rebollar Catalan. We'll probably have it in the YouTube or something like that. Yeah. And then obviously Facebook, Gabe Catalan. That's Ramon. And I use Facebook just because, my tias and my they're
everybody, all the old folks are there.
Felicidades, mijo.
Which also feels really good. So that's awesome.
That's cool.
It's good to know your family knows you're doing good. That's awesome.
No, definitely. That's where you guys can reach me at, though.
Cool. Any number that you want to throw out there, maybe?
Yeah. Hey, my cell phone number is 480-528-5133. I'm a real estate agent, so you guys could call me. It's obviously that's me promoting myself. Also, if you guys have any questions on the wholesaling side as well, I just started out. I was cold calling in the beginning. Now I have VAs cold calling. If you have questions about that, like, how did you do that? And so let me know. And obviously hit these guys up if you guys have any deals. I got my first deal with them. So from there on, it's been booming. So these guys, I can't thank them enough. So appreciate you, man.
Well, I tell you what, brother, thank you very much for that beautiful shout out. Man, we continue to do business. We continue to do business with everybody. Just like we had you on the podcast. Guys, remember, we have, we want to see you next. We want to see you on our podcast next, right? Yeah. We put these podcasts in here to inspire our community, to educate our community, and to basically just drop dimes on everyone, right? Yeah. Why? Because, what they say, education is power, right? So the more you educate yourself, the more you know about this, the better it's going to be for you. Thank you so much for joining us on this podcast, and we'll see you on the next one.
Next one.